I have to be real with you. I don't think that you should sell your home in 2025. You might be thinking to yourself, well, Sean, you're a real estate broker. Why would you tell me not to sell my home? That's a great question, and I'm going to unravel for you in the rest of this video the 5 main reasons why I don't think you should sell your home. And I'm going to weave my personal story into it because look, if you're like me, then you go on Zillow frequently, right? You're always looking for a different home, for a better home, for a bigger home, for whatever reasons, right? And I'm not trying to take your reasons away from you, but there's something that's really deeply important about staying, especially right now in 2025. And there was something that my wife said to me that was literally groundbreaking for me. I needed to hear it. I'm going to share that with you in a little bit because it completely changed how I think about home ownership. Here is what happens in our culture. We are driven by more. We are driven by fear. We are driven by missing out and the thought of missing out because we always want more and we always want better, especially if you have a family like me and you just want to give your kids more, right? But here is the deal. You don't always need to have more than what you already have because what you have is most likely enough. Now, I'm not saying that there are reasons out there to not sell. There are always reasons that are going to drive you to sell your home, right? And if you have like a job relocation or you need to get out of a bad situation, right? That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the reasons to stay and to not sell your home. Because again, you might not think this and you might not believe this, but I can almost guarantee that you have enough. Your kids have enough when it comes to your house. They're not thinking about more. They're not thinking about better. We are. And it's okay to want more. It's okay to want better. But when it comes to your house, there are some really important reasons why you should stay. Here's what happens. Most people think that selling gives you more freedom, right? And on the surface, that sounds great. Yes, I want more cash. I want a clean slate. I want to be able to move around to something else. But selling can lock you into a worse trap that you were not expecting. And you know what that trap is? Right now, that trap is the golden handcuffs. If you haven't heard that before, it is the mortgage rate that the vast majority of Americans are locked in at, which is less than 4.5%. My current mortgage in this house right now is 2.625%. So if I sold this house, I would be moving into maybe a bigger house, maybe a better house, but it's going to be like 6.5%. And will I ever be able to refi and get down to 2.625%? I highly doubt that. Also, selling means that you're stepping into more property taxes, right? Because property taxes have gone up tremendously over the past 5 years. It also means that you're potentially going to have a higher homeowners insurance premium. And as we know, homeowners insurance premiums have doubled in some cases. And for me, I don't really want to be paying more right now. I want to be saving and investing more. I don't really want to be paying more for a house. And I know that's what you're thinking too. You don't want to be paying more. You want to be managing your current expenses, right? You don't want to be shelling out $1,000, $2,000 more per month just because you moved to a better house or a bigger house. That's not what you want. And on paper, it looks like a win. You know, you sold your 2,000 square foot home and you bought a 3,000 square foot home. And it might feel like you leveled up, but in reality, most people end up buying a more expensive life. If that sounds rough, wait until you hear what the next trap is because it's very easy to miss. Here's what you need to understand. Selling doesn't just mean new bills. It also means new issues. And your home right now, you have been in it for an extended period of time, most likely, unless you bought in the past year or 2 years. Even if you bought it in the past year or 2 years, you know what those little quirks are, right? You know that the furnace is 11 years old and you're probably not gonna have to replace it because you take care of it for another 10 years. You know all the creaks, all the cracks. You know what you have. You're not just swapping homes when you sell your home and go into something else. You're not swapping like for like. You're stepping into the unknown. You're stepping into someone else's unknown. And look, I'm not trying to say that when people sell you a house, they have no idea what's going on with the house and they're gonna fill out the seller's disclosure and not know anything. But the truth is, like, you could get a home inspection and your roof could pass. Within 2 years, you could be shelling out $15,000 or $20,000 to completely replace the roof because it was on its last leg. Same thing with your HVAC, same thing with your windows and your siding, right? Anything could go wrong. If there's one thing that I learned as a homeowner, the Murphy's Law applies. Anything that can go wrong will go wrong. Just when you think you're cool and you got it, something happens and you're at a $2,000 repair. So think about it. Do you really want to trade the known for the unknown? That's not always moving up because sometimes it feels like gambling everything that you've built. But there's another trap. This is one that can leave you completely stuck, even if the new place looks perfect. And like I already mentioned, if you are in that process where you do need to sell, your life choices, your life decisions, something is happening where you do need to sell and you need a great agent in your corner and you want me to connect you with the right person, all you have to do is click that link in the description, schedule an appointment with me, and I can connect you with anyone nationwide or in Canada. I can almost guarantee that you don't like feeling out of control. Even if the math made sense, there's something that's way more valuable than interest rates, and that is control and having the sense of control over your house, over your future, right? And we can't definitively say that nothing bad is ever going to happen. That's not what I'm trying to say. But you do have some level of control over this. When you sell too early, when you're not really ready and all you're thinking is, I just want to max out, I want to get the top of the market value from your home, you give up the ability to wait, to be patient. You give up time to wait for the right opportunities and time to breathe when everything feels so out of your control, because you are going to be in a situation where it just feels like you're completely out of control. And you know that one thing that you know you can come back to. You know the stability in it. You know how you feel in it, how your family feels in it. That is your home, and that is what you have now. You have some sense of control over your home. Of course, something can break tomorrow, right? And you have to deal with it, but at least you have some sense over control and you have the timing. Because here's the thing, once that time is gone, you can't just get it back. And this is leading into the next point, and you do not want to miss what I'm about to say here. As you know, as I know, losing time is a huge risk, but there's something that's even bigger, something most people just don't realize until it's way too late. If there's one message that I could get out there and constantly repeat over and over and over again, your house isn't just a number on a spreadsheet. It's not just about what it's worth. It's not just about what your interest rate is. It doesn't matter what your monthly payment is and what your profit is going to look like when you sell it. If that is all you see, you're missing the real point, because real wealth, like real wealth that you can count on, is more than just money. It's security, it is stability, and the roots that you grow over years. Look, again, I'm touching on this again because it's so very important to me, especially having kids of my own. When I think about my house now, because of what my wife said to me, I don't really think about it in terms of numbers. Yes, I'm number conscious. Yes, I'm conscious of what the payment is, right? And the fact that we need to save for things because something will go wrong. But I don't just think about it in terms of money. I think about it in terms of security, in terms of peace of mind, and in terms of when my kids come home from school, they have their safe place to be. When I come home, when my wife comes home from work, and everything else is out of our control, and so many other things are just beyond what we want to be happening right now, we can come to our home and feel safe, right? We can relax on our couch. We can relax and watch the TV. We can all hang out and have family dinners. And I'm not saying that you're not going to get that with another home, but you already have that, right? And it's such a tumultuous real estate market. Why risk getting rid of what you have for the unknown? You have the stability and you have the roots right here, right now. So that leads into, if you do stay, you can't just stay still. You actually need to have a plan of action. You need to know what you're going to do to make your home even better, and to plan for the future, because that is what's really important. So if you are staying put, here are some really important moves that you can make now that are going to protect you for the future. The first thing, I kind of mentioned already, but it's protecting what you have. So I'm talking about staying ahead on repairs, fixing those small issues before they become big bills, because I guarantee you, if you let something go for too long, it will cost more later. I have lived that. I still tend to do it. I still do it. And I'm telling you, it hurts way down the road because you think back like, oh my gosh, I could have fixed that for $400, $500 and now it's a $2,000 repair. Your home is your shield from everything. So treat it like that. Number two, and this is so very important right now, you have to strengthen your financial position. I'm talking about paying down your debts as much as you possibly can, stacking your savings as much as you possibly can, investing as much as you possibly can, even when it feels like you really can't, and find ways for your house to start working for you, because more and different is not always better. And number three, you have to think long-term. Protect not just now, but what about 5 years from now? What about 10 years from now? What about 15 years from now? You have to be steady. Your future is stronger when you're not scattered right now and you're thinking about it. And you don't have to move to make that progress. You can literally take what you have, improve it, make it better, and it becomes more fulfilling, and your life will become more fulfilling in your current house. I promise you, you can build wealth right where you are. And when the time is right to move, when you've done these things, when you stay vigilant, when that opportunity comes, you're going to be moving and selling from a place of power and not pressure. Because when you're pressured to do things, and I have clients that go through this all the time, they feel pressured for whatever reason. I literally just had a conversation with someone yesterday, and he was telling me a situation, and I said, you're pretty much coming from a place of pressure. And they were literally telling me that they were willing to accept $20,000 less than what they most likely could afford to sell it for a timing reason. And I told them, that is not a smart move. You can wait. You don't need the money right now in this moment of time. You have the upper hand. You have the ability to wait. So stop thinking you're going to be taking less when you can make more if you come from a place of power and not pressure. So when that time is right, when the opportunity does present itself, when you are ready to sell, or you just want to continue to learn about how to make your home feel more like home, then watch these videos here.